welcome back to Talk of the Town. It's a beautiful summer day and we are outside with Dr. Kent and we're talking backs, proper lifting, and we've got Dr. Kent here along with our beautiful assistant Fran, who unfortunately cannot talk, but she is going to demonstrate some proper techniques that Dr. Kent has shown her. Dr. Kent, thank you.
Welcome, thanks for having me on your show.
Now, can we get right to it and can we show the biggest mistake? Well, I guess we're not going to show the mistake. Show us proper lifting technique via Fran.
For sure, thank you so much. So I think the key with any lifting thing is make sure you think about how you're going to lift the object. And so Fran's going to show us exactly how she's going to get close to the object first, which is the biggest mistake people make. They lift with their arms way in front of them, but you want to get her nice and close. We're going to have her bend at the knees all the way down, and then she's going to work to stand up all together, keeping her back nice and straight. And then the key with this position is that what a lot of people make mistakes is that when they want to transfer the object to somebody else, what they do is they turn with their back. Yeah, they turn with their back. But we don't want people to do it. We want to shuffle with their feet. Just shuffle with your feet. And then you can pass the bag of grass seed to the next person and so forth, right?
So I'm not going like this.
Not like that, no. That's an injury waiting to happen for sure.
Now, do you see a lot of those kind of injuries?
I do actually, but most times what happens with the injuries is that people actually, they get so excited because everyone knows how to lift, right? I'm not teaching you anything you don't already know, but it's making sure that we do them unconsciously, like almost like a habit. You just do them automatically. And another thing with lifting is you want to make sure that when a person has been kneeling or bending for long periods of time, when you stand up, you want to give yourself a bit of a break before you get into heavy lifting. And that gives a chance for your blood pressure to equalize. Yeah,
like I was saying before, you know, if you stand up too quickly, you do get a head rush. And sometimes that's not from low blood sugar then, it's from your body not equalizing fast enough.
Or it could be dehydration.
Dehydration.
I mean, if you're outside on a hot day like it is today, right, you could be lifting before you know it, you in a bad situation, right? And the other thing, you should be lift something heavy to light and then heavy to light. So give your body a chance to recuperate between those different lifts.
Right. Now, what is another thing that you you see that there are problems with? What else can Fran demonstrate for us?
Raking is another key thing that people do sometimes wrong, where they twist too much at their back. So what we do is we have a rake. I'm going to let Fran show us some of the raking. And whoa, that was big. That was huge. That almost got to the nose. But let me get the rake and we'll go from there.
Great.
So here's the rake. So the key with raking is making sure that we do not get too much bending in the wrists. We want to have her wrists nice and straight. And when she pulls rake, she's going to pull straight towards her and not use her back to do that. Perfect. And once you've done raking in this position for a little bit, you want to switch. You want to switch your hands and your feet. Perfect.
Now, you say that most people know how to do this, Dr. Kent, so why are people not doing it? Why are people not, like, you know, Fran's doing a beautiful job here. Like, would she, before she became your patient, would she be one of those people who did the no-nos, like the, you know?
I think we're all guilty of that sometimes, right? And I think it just comes down to that we just get caught up in the moment and we just forget to use proper lifting techniques or raking techniques, and then we end up with trouble. And this is a really good one for people to realize that you can also vacuum this way too. Right, so
if you want to vacuum.
If you want to vacuum, but sure, but the idea you want to switch your feet and your hands, right?
Right.
So a lot of these things are not just for raking or not just for lifting, but other things too. You want to have proper spinal hygiene, and that's the key.
Now, this is important not just for adults like us, but also for kids too, because you know we all like to get kids. Like, I don't have any, but if I did, I'd make them into slaves. You know, doing the raking or the lifting and stuff. So this is for them as well, because their spines are probably still growing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, with the kids, they're not very good slaves, because what happens, they start raking, you got to actually do more work to clean up their mess in the first place, but it's good to get the kids involved too, so they can see what it's like to keep the gardens and the lawns maintained and stuff. But you're right, you know, you start from day one, because all these habits, we want them to turn into habits, so you don't even think about it, you just do them automatically.
Right, and this can save your back as well. So, you know, if you start doing the proper technique now, you are going to save yourself a world of pain for later.
That's right.
Any other important tips, like outdoor, this kind of stuff, that you can follow on a day-to-day basis to help save your back?
Oh yeah, we forgot one of the most important things, the stretching beforehand.
Ah, stretching.
So what we can do, we can all do it together. It's pretty simple. You can just put the rake down there, Fran. And so we'll generally do some simple side stretches first. So we would just want to stretch your side muscles out like that, perfect. And then we can do the other side. You want to hold every stretch for about 15 seconds. So 15 seconds is a long time, so make sure you count. And then from there we want to stretch out our back and our hamstrings. So we walk our hands down our legs and hopefully we can get down to our toes. Oh, awesome, great. And then to get back up, we can walk our hands back up or flex our knees and stand back up, whichever one works best. And then we can stretch our shoulders out by giving ourselves a big hug.
Well, thank you, Dr. Kent, and we are going to come back with more of you, but right now we're going to go in and check what Marissa's doing. Marissa?